Lebo, what an interesting question. Over 80 schools from across Africa will converge in the East of Gauteng for the 5th International Marimba and Steelpan Festival, taking place on the 30th and 31st of July 2016. This year, the festival is part of the Africa Month initiative, which looks at promoting social cohesion, not only among South Africans, but Africa as a continent and the world at large. Organisers say the International Marimba and Steelpan Festival is a good vehicle for the Africa Month initiative, as the competition not only has a large reach all over South Africa, but also in other African countries. To tell us more, we are joined by Joan Lithgow, who is the Marimba Specialist and Organiser of the International Marimba and Steelpan Festival. Joan, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Morning, Sam. Great to be here this morning.
Give me a little bit of a background in terms of why this event is so important and the fact that it reflects what I can only consider is a growing movement on the continent.
Absolutely. Well, firstly, this is our 5th International Marimba and Steelpan Festival, run by Education Africa. And we have this year over 1,800 participants. I counted this morning at our last count, with many people coming from the rest of Africa. We've got over 300 people coming from the rest of Africa, as well as the balance from South Africa itself.
Now, when you're talking about 1,800 participants in an event that's 5 years down the line with over 80 schools involved, considering that the history of the marimba and the steelpan, what does it say kind of about the work on the ground to get this instrument more familiar with communities?
Absolutely. I think in South Africa in particular, there's a growing movement to get marimbas into every single school because of the incredible educational value besides many other things. And I would say that it's the fastest growing instrument in South Africa that's being used in school situations.
I've got to be honest, from a very layman's perspective, when you look at it, it looks quite easy, but when I've tried it, it's quite a complex instrument to understand.
Right. Well, it does. Initially, it can be very easy to learn. So in the right hands, with the right teachers, you literally can go into a lesson having never played marimbas and an hour later come out and can play the marimba. A simple piece, obviously. But as the movement grows and as you as a marimba player grow, like any other instrument, it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to get to a situation where you are playing at an international level.
So let's talk about the relationship in terms of the festival and Africa Month, and how did that very strategic partnership come about?
Right, well, we're very fortunate to have the Department of Arts and Culture on board with us as one of our major sponsors, and they just see the significance of this festival as very important, as an important initiative as part of Africa Month. But as we know, Africa Month happens in May, and our festival can't possibly happen in May because of the logistics that are needed for running a huge festival like this, to get everybody on board from all over the world. And so we've extended that initiative from May to end of July.
So let me understand the technical aspects of the festival. Who selected, age groups? We're talking about 80 schools. For somebody who's never been to the festival, what can they experience?
Well, it's an incredible thing. We have two main activities, really. The one is the main festival, which happens in a big, large marquee. And there are competitions that are run starting at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, the 30th, and ending on Sunday at 6 p.m. on Sunday evening, the 31st. And there are competitions in 3 different age categories. We've got primary schools, we've got high schools, and then we've got open categories. So adults take part in this as well. And these competitions have different categories within them as well. And then over and above the competitions, which honestly run, we've got 250 performances that run over 2 days, just in the competitive side.
That's a lot.
Then we also have a fringe event. And the fringe event runs concurrently with the festival in various other parts of the school, which is at Tom Newby School, by the way. And there are workshops running, from Mbira workshops to marimbas to steel pans to
So
djembe drums.
there really is a lot on offer.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've run out of time. Joan Lithgow is the Marimba Specialist and Organiser of the International Marimba and Steelpan Festival, which takes place in Benoni at Tom Newby School, place on the 30th and 31st of July. This year, the festival is part of Africa Month initiative, which promotes advocacy for social cohesion, not only among South Africans, but Africans as a continent in a global village. Google the details for more, and I promise you it's going to be a fantastic day. Let's take an ad break. Don't go anywhere.